All right, everybody. Welcome to another Gypsy Road show. I'm happy to hear everybody. I'm glad everybody's here. And I guess next step is you guys need to see me, right? That's better. See, I'm an angel. You can see me. So I'm glad everybody's here. People are coming in. Today's show, what is the role of angels in heaven if they do exist? I'm not here to say they do exist or they don't exist, but from the Bible, from the stories, what the angels even do. That's what the show is kind of about. I got a page with their names on the one side. You know, are their jobs from heaven different than earth? Can humans become angels? I don't know. I don't know none of these things. That's why we're doing this show, right? So we go on what the hell do angels really do if they do exist? I don't know. I can't remember what show I was on. I think I was in the chat of Hazel and maybe Mandela, and then somebody wrote, Eric doesn't know anything about the Bible or something angels. And you know what? You don't. You're right. I don't. I never said I did.
Most people don't.
Most
people don't, man. Really, most people don't. If they say they do, they're full of shit. They sat in a pew and they listened to the fucking preacher talk and they looked in their book and they told them what page to go on. That's all it was.
Yeah, so we're gonna get all into it. I see Don H is already here. I see Tom Murr's already here. So Don, are you gonna be simulcasting on D Live and YouTube? If you are, you're awesome. Watching me twice, hey, it's like stereo, right? I'm on the left side. I'm on the right side. I mean, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. So that's great. And we'll get into the angels when a little bit more people come in. But Bob, it's kind of funny. I dropped a music video a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
And when you make a music video, you have a band in mind. You have it like, people who watch Horror Talk yesterday, they already know this. But when I was doing a music video on werewolves, I'm like, what would be the perfect band or song that kind of matches a werewolves, right? And first band I thought of was Ozzy Osbourne, Bark at the Moon.
Oh yeah.
So I get it all set up. I work hours on it, get the clips in there, went to go upload it, and YouTube has that pre-check now. Will tell you like if it's banned or stuff. Most of my music videos are banned like in 4 countries, just like India, Syria, North Korea, which I don't care. But no, not Ozzy. Ozzy, you can't play Ozzy. You're banned everywhere if you play Ozzy.
No shit.
Yeah. Sharon Osbourne put a lockdown on his music where even on YouTube here, if we played an Ozzy Osbourne song, like played the song on our show, instead of giving a copyright where they get the money, which is fine. We don't make any money anyway. That's fine. No, your video shut down. You cannot play anything from Ozzy. I mean, Sharon Osbourne's got that shit locked down. So what sucks about that is, right? You spend these hours to match up clips, because your song, like 4 minutes, 3 seconds. So you got to put it in there. Yeah. And then when you got to put in a whole new song, if the song is longer, you got to have more clips. If the song's shorter, you got to delete clips. I mean, you got to do a whole change, and it just tells me that Sharon's a good businesswoman, I guess, because she don't let anybody.
Yeah, she's got to pay for that plastic surgery.
You know what I mean? Sharon Osbourne got Ozzy locked down. Like she gets every dollar.
I'm using a tablet, man, so you gotta forgive me. I'm kind of like trying to figure out how to get this thing straight. It's a damn tablet. My small laptop is not the internet. Remember how I was at your house? The internet's working bad on it, so I'm still good. I'm on.
Ozzy's still alive. He's actually still alive. He's still kicking. I know, right? Of all people who died twice and 3 times in Mandela world, I'm surprised that Ozzy hasn't died like 5 times.
Right? Motherfucker should be dead. Should be dead.
I mean, that man is still kicking, but it just tells you that some people, I mean, if you think about it, if we're playing like older music, you're kind of giving them a free commercial.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, I'm not shocked that she actually put a lockdown on it because, again, she lives off that money, and she's gonna take care of him. So, he's not like he's out running around doing shit correctly because he's all messed up. So, we'll give her some slack on that one.
No, I know. It's just like now, like, oh shit, I gotta do a different song, and now I gotta line that up. I gotta add this, add that, and that night, instead of like going to bed at midnight, I went to bed at like 2:30 in the morning, but I had to get up at 6 to go to downtown. So, but I discovered, for myself, I actually discovered maybe a possible Mandela effect for myself.
What is it?
Not for anybody else. This one's for myself.
They're always on.
Well, let me. Oh, hold on. I gotta. I'm gonna share on the screen what I'm talking about because, like I said, this is only for myself. Because when you talk about Mandela effects, like on bands and stuff, it's just you gotta like the band to really know to recognize. Yeah. So like when a lot of people say there's changes, I think that's cool, but I can't really sit here and say that's a change because I might not listen to that band, and I don't want to. Yeah. I don't make up lies, just to sound good. But I decided to do the song from a Cinderella song called "Falling Apart from the Seams." I thought the song title is appropriate, "Falling Apart from the Seams." That's what werewolves are. Werewolves are people who lose control when you turn into a werewolf. It's not like a vampire where you're still in a thinking process. As a werewolf, you're just a creature. I mean, you're falling apart from the seams. But,
look at my shirt. Look at my shirt.
Look
at my shirt. It's a wolf.
It's a wolf. See, that's perfect.
It's a wolf.
That's perfect.
I didn't know you were doing it. I didn't know. I honestly didn't know.
No. So the song is actually called, here's where Bad Symmetry's Blues is basically the intro / of the song. It's not, but the main title song is Falling Apart at the Seams. For me, I've always remembered this song being called Falling Apart from the Seams.
Oh.
I never, when I was looking at this yesterday, I already had it up, and I was like, actually, like looking at the title, like, Falling Apart at the Seams? I go, see, and what I say, this is more of a personal one for me, is because I've been with this band since when I was a kid. My very first album that I ever bought was in the auction, was Cinderella's Night Songs, and this is their second album. And so I know these songs inside out. But I could swear that the song was called "Falling Apart from the Seams."
Yeah.
Now I look at the title of it; it's called "Falling Apart at the Seams," and I think, and I think maybe I'm just saying this. But maybe it was a good thing that I couldn't use Ozzy, because by me putting in that song, and now I'm looking at it like, that song doesn't sound right. At the Seams? I could have sworn it's called Falling Apart from the Seams.
That's how it always works, man. You're guided into that direction where you're supposed to be to see that one thing you're supposed to see. That's why I don't fucking call it a community. I don't call that Mandela shit. It ain't anything to do with no community whatsoever. It's strictly individual basis. One-on-one, a mano with you and your fucking lampshade, whatever it is. There's no community. It's about you, and you find those one things that sets you off, but then you try to introduce everybody else without, I don't know, what are you talking about?
I remember At the Seams, I've been affected. Yeah, and I mean, that's what it's called now. It is called At the Seams. I thought it used to be called From the Seams. And like I said, if most people, got to be honest, most people never follow this band. I saw them in concert a lot of times. So it's only to people that, follow the band and actually, I mean, people might know the band, but it doesn't mean they know the titles of the songs and the lyrics. But saying that, just letting you guys know, I'm going to have to end the show today by 12:50 because I got to take my kids, get their teeth cleaning and all that stuff. But guys, I actually pre-finished my next music video for tomorrow, the Conjuring movies, which I'm doing it tomorrow at 9 o'clock at night, not at 10 a.m. because I got things I got to do tomorrow. But at 1 p.m. today, I'm premiering it on my other channel. So everybody who's watching now, you want to see my new one, here's the link. And I'm going to be premiering that at 1 p.m. And the song and the band that I choose for this one is The Conjuring Rat. You should know by now. You should know by now. And I thought that was the appropriate song because, you got enough ghosts in your house, right? You should know by now. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, it's Rat.
So I thought the song was perfect, appropriate for the next music video. You should know by now. So so that's gonna be dropped at 1 p.m. So, and actually, Bob, I'm gonna bring something up. I was actually on hold on. I was on another channel last night. And it was a very good channel. He's actually in our chat right now.
Well, speaking of which, let everybody know out there, I will be on Tony's channel tomorrow. So you guys all know Tony in the sidebar. Tony, if you're in the sidebar, go ahead and put your link up there so people know where to find it. So I will be in Tony's show tomorrow at 7 o'clock my time. That's UK time. So I'll let everyone know.
So I was on another channel in the chat. I wasn't live on the show. I was in the chat. This is the link to the show. I was at yesterday. The channel is called Hebrew from Eternia. They do a Taco Tuesday. And basically they talk about a bunch of stuff like we do, kind of. They just, different topics.
Everything.
And they brought up a topic. And I'm going to talk about the topic. And then after this topic, we'll get into the angel talk. We'll start talking about the angels. So, I live 2 miles away from the real Conjuring house. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
Farmhouse. That is fucking awesome. Yeah, and guys, I changed the title for tomorrow's show. I'm just going to be talking about the Conjuring movies. I'm saving Annabelle next week because next week I'm going to be doing an episode next week about possessions of dolls. Is there a history of dolls being possessed, and why are they possessed? Are they conduit? So I'm going to be breaking that down next week. And Tom Murr just put in the YouTube page of Bob will be on. So right here is the channel that Bob is going to be on. So, it's going to be fun. So when I was on their channel, I was listening, and this is not this topic wasn't a Mandela topic, a Mandela effect, because they're a Mandela effect channel, a good channel. Yeah. But they were talking about unemployment, like how some states want to take away. They want the federal to stop their extra unemployment money. Because they're saying that's affecting people to go back to work. Okay, and it makes I love when people have topics like that, because it really makes you think. And some of these states are complaining that the government should take it away. Of course, are the states that are mostly fully open, and the other states are not. But a lot of these senators in these states who want the federal to stop with the unemployment insurance, they really don't have a fucking clue about the people themselves, because they're just looking for money. They just think they said companies need money, right? These people need to hire, and when people are getting extra money, they're not going back to work. And that's true with some people. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say that's not true. Some cases, but why this is kind of a topic that I like is because I want to look at myself for a second, and I want to break this. We're going to break this down a little bit, guys, and then we'll get into the angels. Okay, for when I got out of the military, I've moved. I've lived in like New York and California, whatever. Back in Washington. I started with the cable company. Got a job with the cable company.
Yeah.
At the time, I did not have a college degree. I started from the bottom up, right? I started disconnecting people's cable, hooking up people's cable, fixing cable. Then I started building up, become a lead.
Yeah.
Then I became a supervisor. And then I went to school, went to college online, had to do it online, and actually got a college degree. And then I was able to become a manager. So, and when I became a supervisor, I moved from Washington to Maryland to become a supervisor. You got to do what you got to do to become, and you know that because you moved to Maryland for your museum job. So everything was there for a reason. Yeah. Then I moved back to the state of Washington to become a manager, right? And you're like, what does that have to do with unemployment? Hold on. I'm telling you guys something. About 20 years later in that field, I became a supervisor, finally got a degree. I did a lot of shit to get to that point. Okay. Now I got laid off because the cable company sold itself to another company and they combined jobs. But because at the time I had a job, I had a college education, I had experience, I was able to find a medical job as a manager, supervisor, / I was able to take my experience and / over. Okay. Yeah. Now they sold their company to 3M. Yeah. 3M, of course, they're part, they make Johnson & Johnson shots for the pandemic, whatever. Then so my since there's 2 already shops in Washington, my job got eliminated because the other guy was there longer. So my job's eliminated. Now here's the difference now. Here's the difference. Pandemic hits. Jobs, companies fell. Jobs got eliminated. There's a lot of jobs eliminated, right? And only big time jobs are Amazon's, grocery stores still exist, and drivers for Uber, they all increase. All those jobs increase. Now that field did increase, but my field that I busted my ass for, that level positions, they're mostly gone. Even Amazon eliminated a lot of those positions. So when these senators say the government should get rid of it because of extra 300, they don't understand that when you work for a company for so long at a certain position, you buy a house, everything is based on what you've been making. I mean, banks give you loans to what you're making. So now, if you eliminate that, and the only jobs you can get right now, there's a few other ones, but instead of the difference is like when I applied and got this last job, it was me against 4 people. I got it. Now it's me against 200 people or 1,000 people. Okay. But now when I apply, I can only get maybe a store job. I'm not putting down people working in the store, not at all. But because the pay is so down here, eventually, even taking any kind of job at this pay rate, you're going to lose your home because when you had your house, you're making this and everything is budgeted. But now you go here, and I've got a feeling that a lot of these senators and these companies, the reason they want the government to take away the 300 because they want you to fall below the pay, and they want you to take these store jobs, these medical shot jobs. So the ones that are making billions of dollars get you for cheap, and then they get a double whammy, right? Because listen, you're eventually gonna lose your house because you're not making the same pay that you did before because those jobs just ain't there. Yeah, and then they get to buy your house for cheap.
That's a scam, dude. I've already proved to people that you can. I can't stop telling people how to fucking pay for shit with your own Social Security number. I'm not gonna go into that. So I know money's fake to begin with. So it's a fake money faith system. They're trying to get you back into the system, get you back in depending on the system. They don't want you having anything to do with e-coins. They want to make sure you're addicted to that system, to that money system, to the fucking Federal Reserve. They want you to be addicted to the Federal Reserve, where you don't eat and you don't get them privileges you used to get. Everybody got spoiled for a long time. Money was good, Eric. People had good jobs. I was included with that one. I had folded money in my pocket that I would just spend on the weekends for the fun of it. No reason at all, just to have it. But now you had to learn how to live off that dime, that penny, and it's rough.
It is rough. I appreciate what Don said. Eric helped save my life. His company supplied the hospital where I was. Thanks. Yeah, that job, we supplied medical supplies, medical machines, wound vac machines that suck blood out of people. Sounds gross. Sucks your blood. But it's just when a lot of people saying, they should take it away and all that. And this is the only thing that President Biden is correct on, that extra 300 sometimes is a little difference between losing your house and having your house. Because listen, I don't care if you believe in the pandemic or not. No matter what, we're all affected by it. That's a fact.
Yours anyway.
We're all affected. Yeah.
They pull it out of your social security number. I'm not going to go into that. Eric gets irritated. Everyone gets irritated because they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've done it. I know you could do it. Seen people do it. I did it myself. Money doesn't mean anything anyway. If you want everyone says, what's your opinion, Robert Wood? It's your money anyway. Get your unemployment as long as you can. It belongs to you anyway. It's false anyway. Get it as long as you can and don't be fucking upset about it. Don't be. It's yours anyway. You're programmed to feel sad about it. Don't feel sad.
No, you can only do what you could do, out of all the same position level of the job that I had, out of all the same level, I'm at same level that management, supervisor, and above. I've only had one interview out of 100 on my same level. Yeah, I could get any small one, but those are always going to be there. And that's the problem. You're hoping that the economy builds itself up where those positions, because right now, college degree in this world doesn't mean shit right now.
I know, it means nothing. All my buddies at the museum got laid off. All my friends got laid off. All the museums are closed. Anybody in the historical department, the basket weaving jobs are really, God, Eric, you remember how hard it is to move up in a museum? It's like somebody has to die. You got to go and help carry their coffin to be even get on a list for their position. And so all the museum jobs are gone. All of them are closed. Libraries gone.
And now, if they open one up, say they actually have a position, and I'm not making fun of any race out there, but we're in this world where that you could be the most qualified now, but you'll be dead last because they want to fill quota. That's all I'm going to say. Now they got to fill quota, so it's harder than ever.
Yeah,
and it's like I still believe, this is my opinion. This is only my opinion, that I really feel that the government should pay for every kid to go to college. Make it fair. That's my opinion. I think. It's just, and like I said, I'm not trying to get up on a political topic, but it was just kind of interesting. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some channels that will come out and bash and talk how everything is fake and everything is this conspiracy, this and that. And what they don't tell you is they love it because they're getting money from it. They're getting free money, and they're not going to tell you that. They're going to say they hate it, but it's the best thing that's ever happened to them. And I wish they would have the balls to say, like I say, or you say, like, hey, it is what it is. I get a free check out of it. Great. Yeah. Not say I hate this, and I don't say you hate it.
Yeah. Don't say you hate it. I hear them guys say, well, don't you fucking say you hate it, you unemployed piece of shit. You're collecting unemployment, say you hate it.
It's the best thing that's ever happened to them. It's the best thing that's ever happened to them.
Sliced bread, man. Yeah, it's it is. It's like, Eric, when they have all the interviews come up, we're looking for a granny tranny that can share the bathroom. We want a granny tranny. We can have an elderly transsexual. You got the job. I don't care what your recs are. We're going to need ourselves If anybody's from the Smurf kingdom, we need a Smurf. We've got 2 Smurfs. You qualify. You don't qualify. You were in prison. Who cares? You got the job anyway. Next, you're going to fill up the quotas. It's going to cause a race war. It's going to cause a big. It's all about a war. I don't know. I make shit up, but it just feels that way. Whatever. This is like you said. It's going to be an agenda-based hiring thing, and
yeah.
Okay, I'm just a regular guy. Can I just get a job? No. Damn you. You've done everything correct. You can't have a job. Did you at least think about getting sex change? Okay, well, I'm looking for someone who's thinking about getting sex changes. Are you thinking about getting sex change? Okay, if you can work with human resources and go ahead and get that sex change started, you've got the CEO job. Good. Here we go. We'll need boobies by at least third Wednesday. We need boobies on you.
Well, one more thing before we get into the angels, but everybody knows the transgender Caitlyn Jenner, right?
Oh, man.
Everybody knows this person, right?
Piece of shit.
Well, hold on. Hold on. Okay. Well, Caitlyn Jenner is now going to be running for governor in California.
Oh, good God. Welcome to Babylon. We've fully made the full circle.
Okay.
We are now entering Babylon. Please fasten your seatbelts. We're pulling into Babylon. Bruce Jenner is now going to be running for office in California. Here we go. Full circle.
People are probably like, Eric, why are you showing this? Now, Caitlyn Jenner, she is perfect.
He is.
She is perfect. She is perfect for running for governor because I was listening to Howard Stern this morning, and they were listening to an interview with her. A news person was interviewing her, and they asked Caitlyn Jenner, "Did you vote in the last election? And did you vote for Donald Trump? Because she's Republican. Which I don't care if she's Republican or not." And she said on there, she goes, "No, last year I did not vote for Donald Trump. I didn't vote at all." They're like, "Oh, you didn't vote at all?" No, because in California, since it's such a liberal state, my vote don't count. And she said she didn't vote, right? She's saying that. She's saying so. She just wanted to be locked up with Donald Trump. Now, Now they went to check They went to check her records. When you vote, you can actually go to a website, and it don't tell you who you voted for, but it will say you did vote. Caitlyn Jenner did vote last year, and they got it on the computer that she did vote it, and she said on there she did not vote. And right there, and she was being interviewed by CNN. And right there, I go, "Oh, she's a perfect politician because she's already lying from the beginning."
Oh yeah, he'd make a perfect fucking politician. Number one, he's lying about his sexuality. Number two, he's lying about fucking voting. That you know what that is? That's a dude with boobs. That's not a chick with a dick. That's a dude with boobs. So I'm sorry. I don't want to offend people, but that's what I see. I'm from a different dimension. I'm from Sagittarius, so we call that a dude with boobs. I'm sorry. Look at that guy. He's a swell-looking guy with boobs.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, good
Caitlyn
God.
shaking the hand of Arnold Schwarzenegger. And look, there's Boy George.
Oh, yeah.
Look, Boy George, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Caitlyn Jenner. Now, that's a poster.
That's a porno waiting to happen right there. They need to throw the maid in the mix. He'll hit the maid.
Vote, stop swearing, Eric. Are you telling that I'm swearing too much? Oh, I'm sorry if I am. Eric, FS mate, don't let them know they can vote, fella. It have been the man part that voted and not the other whatevers.
Yeah,
it's just like when I heard that and they caught her and she did vote, she'll probably come out and say, Well, then it must have been one of my artificial daughters, the Kardashians, probably took my envelope and voted for me. And I'm like, that's a politician. She's already pulling a Donald Trump. Hey, dude. Now I don't live in California no more. You don't live in California no more.
Yeah.
I think it would be awesome to see her governor of California and just watch that train wreck. Just watch her take that state and crash it, because it seems like actors, actresses, singers, it seems like all these people think they could just walk in and be a governor. And don't get me wrong, all governors are crooks, so maybe they can. Maybe they can.
Well, Kanye West was going to run for president, then pulled out and then jumped back in at the last minute saying, put my name on the ballot. They told him no. I mean, these guys are all whack jobs, man. I mean, it's just fucking nuts. They call us crazy, but come on, man. Look at crazy. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest? One of them all. Not you, you fucking dude. You're a dude with a dick, or you're a dude with boobs. I'm sorry, you're a dude with boobs. But no, man, I ain't voting for. There's gonna be a massive protest on both sides. On this one, it's directly just to get you pissed.
But you can't get a protest from the Republican side because she's running as a Republican,
right? It's a contradiction. It's gonna be a joke. This is I'm not falling for it. A lot of things here are lies. They're just meant to cause emotional problems. This is causing an emotional problem for a lot of people, just the idea of it, and that's the whole idea, is to get you to torture the common man and woman, torture you with this kind of shit. This is torture. This is a mild, subtle torture, but it is torture.
Now, this is my thing. Our brother was transgender, so I'm not bashing, I'm not bashing any transgender. I have a brother who became a sister. So we're not bashing transgender, but the thing is about Caitlyn Jenner is she likes the spotlight. So to me, it's like, is this just an on act because she likes the camera? I mean, I don't know. I feel that she's not I don't know what a true transgender is because I'm not one, but I feel like she's not even a real transgender.
Not real. In fact, I think he dates a chick, so he's banging a chick. So I mean, not really even. It's playing the part. It's playing a role. They're all playing roles, man.
Look how fake this picture looks. Oh my god!
This piece of shit was really serious about life and justice and liberty. He would have been protesting that fake fucking Tesla car launch because everybody knows that's fake. It's space, and homie got billions of dollars for it, and nobody's protesting that. So this dude is just playing his part. I'm not fucking going along with any of these asshats. I'm done with them.
You know what she should do? She should say, fuck running for governorship. She should run for president and ask Donald Trump to run as her vice president.
There you go. I think that would be. I would love that. I would be entertained by that. I would vote for that.
Hey, we already live in a comic book world. Why the hell not?
Yeah, it's a comic book world. I would vote. I'm not lying to you. I would vote if old Bruce there fucking ran and had Donald Trump as the vice president. I would vote. I would definitely.
I just want to say. I want to say hello from on our D Live. Sitch Tob is there. Welcome from D Live, people. I got the computer here, so I know when. So I know if somebody from D Live is on. So if you're from D Live, I do got my screen here, guys. So just type in if you got a question or anything. So free press. Yeah, that is really free press. What does this say? Send out the bat single. Yeah. Hey, criminal. I was trying to talk to you yesterday in the Score Performance channel. I wanted you on this channel today because I know you know the Bible like Bob does, and I I would love to have your opinion up here about angels. Are you free? Are you in front of a computer where you could join Bob and I and start talking about angels?
Yeah, I'm an academic, so I come from the academic side, so he'd be good as a religion side. I'm pagan, so he's a Christian.
Yeah,
so he'll be good, and he'll be fine. And nobody will mess with you here. You know that, or Prelin already knows that.
Yeah,
perfectly. Perfectly.
I would love to hear his opinions about the angel. So if you could jump on, yeah, sure, cool.
Perfect, dude.
I'm gonna clip the invite on the chat, but it's only for our friend.
Yeah.
Nobody else. So nobody else try to come on. This is only for Primimal. Because I want to hear his opinions about the angels, because I'm not here to bash or make fun of angels at all. I don't really fully understand what are the jobs from the angels, and why not? Let's talk about some angels. So
yeah, I want his opinion. He's a good Christian, so it'd be good to have him on the show.
It's good to have everybody's point of view.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely want to have that out.
Okay, so when he gets here, I'll let him on. The goons at the Vatican gave angels wings. gave angel wings. Laugh out loud. Hey, I believe in angels. I go to Wingstop almost every other week.
Yes. Well, we all know that wings are allegory. Come on. I mean, that first off the bat, we know that wings are just a symbol. They're allegory symbols. We know that. I mean, so, I know when we're going to go into the subject, when what's his name? Lot from Sodom and Gomorrah, whatever the story, Lot himself welcomed two angels into his house. They didn't have wings. You know what I'm saying? They walked in with 2 feet. They were dudes, or we don't know, androgynous looking. Apparently, the entire town wanted to have their way with them. So there must have been some good looking chaps. I don't know.
I'm happy he's actually in. He's actually up here with us. Yeah. Welcome.
Welcome.
Hey guys.
That's awesome. I think this is your first time on here with us.
I think about 2 years ago.
Oh, is it?
One of the older shows.
Okay, perfect. And now I can hear you better. I want to ask you both right off the bat. First of all, now guys in the chat, I don't know if everybody in the chat believes in the angels or not. In this exercise, whatever your beliefs are in the chat, or who's ever watching this later today, right now, angels are real. Okay, everybody? Let's just say angels are real. And I know you guys believe in angels, but I want everybody to know for this exercise, all angels are real. So the first question is like I said, I never read the Bible. This is why I'm asking this. I'm going to be honest. Bob read the Bible. I have not. Now, first of all, are angels humans? Yes or no? Or if they're not, can a human, when a human dies, like if I die, is there a chance for me in heaven to become an angel?
Preliminary serious, man. Go for it, dude.
I think there's different kinds of angels. I've seen one list that shows 9 different kinds of angels: cherubim, seraphim, whole bunch of other ones. And I'm not an expert on Christianity. I'm researching it for a long time. Just to correct what you said earlier, I'm trying to understand from many different things I've read. In the last 5 years, I've been studying Emanuel Swedenborg, who was an author in the 1800s, and he was shown things in the spirit world. And he saw communities in the heavens that showed that it isn't what you believe, it's what you practice.
Okay.
And that all communities in the heavens, you gravitate right to the people that are closest to your spiritual manifestation, who you are, what you value, your affections. A lot of people would rather be in a hellish place because they feel more at home with those people. So, and hell is symbolic in my understanding. I'm always searching and learning. I don't have a narrow view of it. I'm trying to figure it out like anyone. And what Swedenborg says to me makes the most sense. He was a mayor in Sweden, and he explains Christianity profoundly. Like he sees the symbolism that I never. He answers questions that I always had a hard time with. So I highly recommend. He has so many books. He was a very prolific writer, and and he was like the very first near-death experience that is historically recorded. Angels showed him communities in the spirit dimensions, and it's actually familiar. I mean, we were already there. That's what a lot of people don't get. It's like we didn't start here on Earth. This was fall. That's my belief. That's my understanding so far. I always leave room for wrong. I could be wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think that, then I would stop learning. So you got to keep searching.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, that's why, we do the show, right? To share information. I mean, we honestly, all of us don't 100% know because we haven't died. We don't know what's after life.
Right.
We hope there is, but literally until we die, we don't know. And maybe, and you die and maybe never know because some people believe that when we die, it's just a black box. There's nothing. You're like a computer. Once it breaks, crashes, you're done.
Just kind of shit.
I wouldn't even bother going on. If I thought that, why even go through the rest of it? I couldn't think that way.
No, I agree. I agree with that. Because you need more. You're right. You want more. No, you're right. You want more in life. You want to know if you do good things. That
I see it as I just want to get back to how life is supposed to be. I don't think human life and Earth life is how life is.
No, I like that.
I don't think the human body, animalistic bodies, I find repulsive. I was never attracted to, I never wanted to get married or have children. And I don't think a world that is so mysterious is a good place to have children, where there's all this different interpretation of people fighting over what they believe and total conflict. We're in a level of hell. And it might not seem so bad to some people because, God doesn't want anyone to suffer. I think everyone's kind of at a certain complex, each unique complex person has whatever they need to learn, whatever their next obstacle is or whatever their problem is, that's where they're at in relation to God. And
there you go.
So I could go on, but I'm still trying to understand a lot of the Bible, and Swedenborg has helped me in especially with parts of the Old Testament.
Oh yeah, Torah.
Really hard, and I'm getting familiar with the KJV because I grew up with the NIV.
Okay.
I didn't, we didn't read the KJV.
Can you tell people what the acronyms for that is, so they know what that is?
Oh yeah, King James Version and the New International Version.
There you go. Yeah.
And I've studied different kinds of Buddhism and Hinduism and a lot of psychology type things, and I'm trying to put it all together and according to where I'm at, and practice. More importantly, to practice it. And I think it's great if you do have children. I don't want to put people down like they made a mistake. It's great to have a family if you can live that way. I'm just kind of the outsider artist.
There you go.
All right.
But I mean,
so,
you're still a young guy. You're still young. I mean, Noah had kids. Noah had kids.
I'm 10 years older than you guys.
Oh yeah, I think when Noah had a 900 years old, there's there's always a chance, man. You never know.
No, I stopped searching for a girlfriend 20 years ago. Those days. I mean, I met some really nice women, but there was always something that were just not. I was too into spirituality, or working 3 jobs, and then I was just not the romantic type. So I became used to sort of hermit life, and since the Mandela effect, life is so weird that it's made me focus more on. But back to the subject, we're talking about angels.
I know. I've been married for 25 years, so I've been with somebody for 25 years.
Yeah.
King James Version.
Did you find the right? I mean, is it working well? You guys are just right for each other?
Everything, in my opinion. I mean,
you're happy?
Yeah. We've never been close on ending our relationship at all. It's still going.
Oh, that's excellent.
We every Friday. I know, guys. We're getting back to Angels. Every Friday night, we go to the movies. We go take time out for ourselves. Go to the movies, because you got to do that. If if like you said, when you have kids and life goes upside down, and there's some people that can't handle like kid pressure. So that's why you should plan on dates and stuff, because you got to have time for yourself.
Plus, you want, like, if you're going to have kids, you want them to have the best life you can give them. And I never felt I could do that. I thought, no, I would not make a good father, because I'm so perplexed by reality.
But see, that's awesome.
I'm not a conformist.
That's awesome.
I'm a
because
rebel.
You realize that, and you're getting yourself not into a position that you never wanted to be in the first place. You recognize that. The problem with a lot of people is they don't recognize that. They think because society makes it where you have to have a
20
partner,
years old, and then and you change a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you're 20 and you already have kids, and you're still like working out your career or whatever you want to do, that's just the wrong. I think you should wait till about 25 until you have kids.
Yeah. Well, it goes to that classic city. It's like I was told, make an ugly woman your wife, and you'll be the happiest man on the planet. I'm just saying, the old joke is kind of, again, also like, don't get married till
I've never heard that.
Don't get married after you're 25 with this. There's a lot of little rules, because a pretty woman gets ugly real fast after 2 days.
Make an ugly woman your wife. You sound like Eddie Murphy in that. I don't know if it's Raw or Delirious, when he goes, made that joke where he got a wife that was naked on a zebra or whatever and can't speak English.
Yeah.
And then the worst thing to do is to have her learn English, because usually the first word they learn in English is half.
Yeah,
half.
Yeah, no, but you're. I took a break. I did the celibacy fucking train for a while. I had to focus on my own shit, because I was raising kids by myself, buying a house, doing all these things. Especially right now, having a baby and having all these ideas about certain things, especially when you get up in the morning and something's completely fucking different outside your house. Like, that was never there. I'm not crazy, but that was never there. No, man. I mean, you might wake up 3 days from now and you'll find yourself in a jungle. What the fuck happened to my house I was in? Everything keeps changing. But now's the time. It's a good time for people to kind of throttle their urges back a little bit, because we have a huge ass lizard brain and everyone's addicted to porno. I was making a joke with you about it for a joke, and you know what I was talking about. It's a joke. But people need to throttle it back just a little bit nowadays. A lot of tasteless things have been rolling around. I mean, I'm not a Christian, so but I like to joke about it, and I would say, welcome to Babylon. I mean, we just saw Bruce fucking Jenner running for office. I'm like, here we are. It's a good time to take a throttle back.
It's a comic book world, man. It's a
political
comic book world.
position at the moment. We need to come right. You're a philosopher at the moment, so you're okay.
I'm still learning. I was watching some videos about angels on here, and I was listening to this guy, and there's a lot of things I didn't know. He's talking about, how Bible's written. You gotta read it a certain way because you get a different image, and how movies and TVs does different images what's actually in the Bible. He was like, for example, I guess a lot of people think that Moses was a great speaker, and finding out from this one guy read the Bible, Moses wasn't really the speaker. It was his brother. His brother spoke for Moses because Moses was not a great speaker. And something about like when Moses threw his stick down that turns into a snake, it was his brother threw the stick down, and his shaft ate all the other shafts and made into one.
Yeah, that's weird. That's new for me.
I know. So I was reading. So like, there's so many different point of views, and I was reading this like, I'm like, I've never heard of Moses' brother. I'm like,
I've never heard of Moses' brother.
And Moses' brother's actually the one who technically spoke with God for Moses, and he spoke for Moses to the public because Moses wasn't a great speaker. So I'm like, wow, I'm just learning a lot now.
Yeah.
Aaron, here it is. Yeah, right there. That's his brother's name. His brother's name is Aaron, and Aaron was technically the spokesperson for Moses. And then the guy was showing like all the movies. Well, all the movies never show Aaron.
He's always been by himself. Moses threw the fucking staff down. I mean, I know it like the back of my hand. The story, even from school, college, I was like, "Hey, Aaron, come from? What is this dude?"
Okay. Yeah, that's one of the Mandela effects. Was
Oh, is that really a Mandela effect?
That is.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I mean, no disrespect to people in the Bible, because a lot of translations have gotten retranslated. We always do a disclaimer. Political, you know that. For those of you that are not aware of certain things, there's been a lot of retranslations with the from Hebrew, or was it early Arabic to a Hebrewish to Greek, to Latin, to over and over. There's a lot of translations have gotten changed throughout the time. That's one of the arguments. If that's your argument, that's good. But people like Preliminal and myself, never heard of this Aaron brother guy throwing down doing it. Who's the brother? And since when is fucking Moses rolled with a brother? He was always by himself.
Right. He was by himself. That's what people remember.
Yeah.
And then it changed to, it's like suddenly there's this other person that's there.
Yeah. But okay, so now we have with and why would he not? I would go with Eric. If I had to go see a pharaoh, Eric, what are you doing, dude? I gotta go see the pharaoh. You want to come hang out? He'd be like, yeah. So I'd bring Eric. Let's go walk up to him, Eric. Let's go walk up to the pharaoh. So why not?
Somebody wrote Exodus. Somebody wrote, no, Moses never threw down. Aaron did. That's what I learned.
That's correct. That is correct.
Because I was watching, guys. Here. This is what I'm talking about. And this guy. I don't know if you ever heard of this guy. He has some show called Knowing Better, and he made a video called Losing Paradise: Angels and Demons. In this clip, he actually talks about something with the word Mandela effect in it.
Yeah.
So let's see what he says. Let me see. Hey Bob, I want to play this real quick because I want to test it out to see if you can hear it with the new microphone.
Oh, okay.
So let me know if you can hear the video.
No matter what modern interpretation
can you hear
sit down to watch, they all have the same story beats. Initially, his family doesn't believe that he spoke to God. There's some sort of confrontation with the local townsfolk, with or without fallen rock angels. Maybe Noah tries to save other people, but they also don't believe him. And afterwards, they send out birds to try and find dry land. None of that is in here. Confabulation is when someone has a false memory of an event or story, ranging from a slight alteration to a complete fabrication. When everyone has the same first memory, we call that the social contagion of memory conformity. But you probably know it by another name, the Mandela effect.
Now, Bob, before that, where's that one word he said? I never heard Mandela effect with this other word, the word right before it.
Yeah.
Where is it?
The social contagion.
Right there. Social contagion of memory conformity. I never heard that.
That's new for me too. I've never heard of that one. Social contagion of memory conformity. Okay.
Is that Mandela effect? Is that the actual word?
No, that's the word they've used. It's probably put in a because it's such a phenomenon. We'll use the word phenomenon. Everyone knows phenomenon is a debunkable word, by the way. It is what it is, and so because of the phenomenon, so it's so big at the moment with people with misremembering. They have to have new science words to back it up because it's becoming more and more prevalent with people with especially how they were taught with the book that they had. I knew a guy that was in prison, and the guy had his own book in prison. He lived in his book. He read the same Bible in prison, and I went to talk to him, and I told him about some of these things that might be a change or might not be, and he opened up his book that he had in prison, and the guy was in fucking shocked tears.
Wow.
He said, no, I read this in prison over and over again. He had nothing to do but read his own Bible in prison. He got this from his grandmother. He said that he completely changed on him, and he was like, he still read it more though. Yeah. So this is what it is. I mean, people read it more. It brought it back to it.
Well, Don, the link is in the. I put that link to that video. And Don, this is actually not a bad video because he was saying these movies about the Bible and all that, and how a lot of like he was talking about the Noah's Ark, how what people thought it was, and a lot of the story on Noah's Ark wasn't even in the Bible. It was mostly made up by man in stories and TV. So he's not putting down the Bible, but he's like correcting it. And he's the one that I heard about Moses, and then but it was actually Aaron who did most of it. So I thought it was kind of interesting. And then watching his video, didn't even mention the word Mandela effect, and I saw that show. I'm like, wow, man. Sometimes life just links up perfectly. Yeah.
I always tell people, look, it's the moral behind the story. If you got the gist of the moral, which is a good thing, then who cares how the story comes out? It's just the moral. It's Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and then Jill come running after him. So Jack didn't fall down the hill. Now he slid down the hill. It's the same story, so he slid down the hill. Big fucking deal. The moral is still there,
But some changes are so drastic, Robert. Like,
I know.
Like we have anchor memories, like things that happen in our family, personal Mandela effects. My family thinks that I was with them at Disney World, and I've never been to Disney World ever.
I know. I've got those.
And they can't find the photos. It's like, well, where's the photo? I never went to Disney World. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And our genealogy changed on my mom's side. We were part Indian. We were part Huron, but now we're part Algonquin. And we were never Algonquin. They never said that. They always said, no, we're part of it. Then they told me the whole story about this Indian woman that married the French dude. And it was like, it was always Huron. And they said, and now when I ask them about it, they say, no, we were never Huron. They were asking me, like, where did you get that? So something definitely happened. Like reality did something very weird.
Eric and I, see, that's why Eric and I are fun people, the guys to talk to, because Eric and I have 100%, like, we have some family changes, and Eric shot out our great uncle's. He shot out with a BB gun as a kid his Volkswagen window, and I go, "What are you talking about, dude? You've never shot out Big John's window." And Eric's like, "No, you didn't shoot out." Eric and I have stories that are split like a motherfucker. Right down to our history. Our family history's changed too. Now we've got Cherokee relatives on both sides of our family. We only ever had it on our father's side.
Yeah, you have relative changes. Wow, you're the only people I've heard that. Because I've told that to many people in the group, and like so far I haven't heard anyone else have a genealogy change.
You haven't heard it yet. Here's the bonus. Here's the biggest relative change that Eric and I have. The Statue of Liberty is on Wood Fort. Fort Wood. It's moved to a new island on Fort Wood. Fort Wood is named after one of our relatives. Fort Wood is named after one of our relatives now. What are you talking about?
Wow.
I had to do the research and go, Fort Wood's named after one of our relatives. When the fuck did this happen? In literature, in book form, in pages, in literature. So Statue of Liberty is sitting on a fort on a new island, and it's named after one of our relatives, Fort Wood. So we know family background changes that have gotten weird. You know, it makes us scratch.
Yeah, that's very intense. My brother remembers, he claims I had all these albums that I never had. And this was an early Mandela effect. I was talking to him about music, and we were talking about the old days, and he brought up all these albums, and I said, Brian, I never had that album. No, you're wrong. And he insisted. He's like, yes, you did, or you played it all the time. I was like, what? I didn't like Foreigner. You know, stuff like that.
Bob, here's a question. Is Fort Wood a star fort?
It's a star fort. Yes, it's a star fort. Yes. Oh, yeah. And I like the fact that it's a star fort because we have a new relative Eric and I found out about in this comic book. He was a Texas Ranger. He was a Cherokee. We've even got a picture of him. Eric, remember the picture your wife found? Yep. A picture of a Cherokee Texas Ranger with a star. And I go, well, there's your star. There's the star. There's this. We got a star fort on the cover.
Star Fort Wood.
Clues of our life.
We're like, what is this man? And he looked like Eric. He looked like a dark-skinned Eric. He's exactly like Eric with the same hair, but dark. I go, that's you, Eric. You look like if you were darker, a little bit darker, because the black and white picture makes it look a little, but you know, Cherokee were lighter skinned to begin with, because they found out now in this comic book, there were the descendants of what they think to be genetically one of the lost tribes of Israel, one of the Hebrew tribes that made its way over to the States. They've got all kinds of evidence and genetic evidence. So they were lighter skinned people. Eric looks just like our grandfather on our mother's side, the Cherokee, that we never existed. Existed.
we have a grandpa who died on Indian reservation.
Yeah, an Indian reservation. Yeah, so we've got a Cherokee on both sides of the family now. We got pictures from both sides. Dude, our whole family's changed.
Let me ask, since we got a cool guest on our channel, let me ask him for himself. Now, the Mandela effect itself. Do you feel that maybe you might think that the Mandela effect is giving you clues because it's more religion for yourself? Like maybe it's religion that you believe that's doing these changes? Or do you, like myself, just trying to learn everything because you just don't know? Or do you feel that it is religion that's causing these Mandela effect changes, if you believe in it?
I think it could be a spiritual, the main part of it could be spiritual related. I think that CERN kind of set it off with the Matrix getting damaged. The old Earth, the old Earth nature was somehow damaged, and the fabric of reality went into microscopic black holes, is what even the people that work at CERN even admitted, that they didn't know what to expect. They didn't know what was going to happen. They were trying to understand how reality. What they're doing is kind of spastic. They're not like considering that this could affect reality, and it did. So I tend to believe CERN was part of the physical part, but then that brings in the whole spiritual, all the spiritual side of it. So it's kind of a chain reaction.
Well,
simple things. Plus, I think we might have been abducted on a mass level and sent into a simulation. So it gets complicated. I keep all the theories on the table. I'm not ruling anything out. I don't say, these guys are wrong and these guys are right.
No, you're right. I would say
so.
God don't have hands, we do. So if he needs something done, we're going to do it for. Why would he come down and do it? We got hands. And so he's going to have us do it. So if he wanted to put this entire fucking existence in safe mode, which is kind of what we're talking about. I mean, this place is just kind of on safe mode because we blew the fucking old place up. We probably did.
Yeah.
So,
so maybe we're in an extension.
Yeah, we're in safe. I always tell people if you don't have any idea what's going on and you want to feel comfortable with it right now, you want a quick and easy answer like fucking McDonald's, we'll just call this safe mode. We're in safe mode. When your computer backs up and it goes back to the main screen and it's in safe mode to protect itself from anything else that's damaged it.
That's
kind of in safe mode.
But this
kind
is
of a good generalization. I like that. Yeah.
But this is what's nice. We all have different opinions, and we all respect each other's opinions. I respect all you guys' opinions. I feel for myself that Mandela is not related to the religion part, but I respect your guys' beliefs just because. I don't know. I just have this thought in my head. I just can't see God and Jesus sitting at a table doing these things. It doesn't mean it's not. I mean, because you don't know. I feel for myself, it's more deals more with the multiverse, parallel universe in a way, kind of way. But like I said, I love hearing this stuff because I don't know if I have the answers, dude. I wouldn't be doing the show because I don't have the answers.
I see how that. Yeah, it could be parallel universe because it sure looks that way. I mean, I was somebody who studied geography, and I remember China the way it was. I remember New Zealand. I remember Thailand, and Kazakhstan was real tiny. And what was weird about Kazakhstan is that it kept getting bigger. Like since 2016, it was like real small, and then it was like a little bit bigger, and then like every time I looked at the map, I was like, "Oh my God, it's spreading!" And that's one of the strange things about this whole thing, is that some changes are sort of incremental.
Yeah, you've seen it, right? It's got a big ass. I was in the Freemasonry, so I'm not putting it down. It's got the big old huge. It's got the big old huge right in the center of. You've got the Freemason symbol all in right in the center, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. It depends on your perception. For those of you that aren't really acknowledging or didn't give a shit about it, but I keep seeing all the symbols from old Freemasonry, and I'm like, Kazakhstan is like a Freemason.
I know, that's a crazy one.
Let me add that now. Here, now going back to the angels. Here, if you go back to the angels. The 4 names of angels given in the Bible, in fact, of hundreds of angel reference for more. These are names of people that's in the Bible. First one here says the angel Gabriel. Gabriel appears in the 4 passage scripture. With each encounter, he comes with the message. You got angel. I think these are the archangels. The archangel Michael. And when I was reading this, when I listened to this guy. He said, maybe you guys know this or not. He said there's actually 7 archangels that could include the number with Lucifer or not with Lucifer, but technically we only know 4 names of the archangels.
Okay.
Is that true? Did I hear that right?
Well, you would have to know in the Torah has the name of the angels. If you got to go with the Torah for that, I know from when I studied that in the Christian philosophy version, they're more interested in what happened to Joshua than they are with the angels. I mean, that's Old Testament, that's Torah, but the Torah talks a lot about the angels. Remember they had Enoch, and Enoch talked about the angels, but in the Christian Bible, they removed Enoch out of the canon. They took the canon and put it out. So, preliminary, you might have an idea with that. I know some about them.
Well, see, I'm looking at Wikipedia, they got like different even titles for archangels. Here I'm looking at all these archangels, but then down here you have an archangel, angel of death. So I'm guessing all archangels are different jobs in the archangel rank.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was a Book of Enoch until 2012.
Okay.
That was a totally new, like, because I always thought the character was fascinating, and then when I heard he had a book, that for me was an early Mandela effect.
Yeah. Okay. Some people said they haven't heard of it. You're correct. Yeah. I heard of it growing up, but some people have not heard of that book because it's not included. So you wouldn't know of it. You wouldn't hear of it in church. Churches will not talk about the Book of Enoch. It's a comic book by itself. It's its own story. One person, I consider the Bible an anthropology book of one person's interpretation of what happened at the time it's happening, like a log book. They're writing down what did Jesus say? They're writing it down right there, first person. So you've got a first person account of what's going on, anthropology. So it's a book of anthropology, and so Enoch had these wild ass where he was taking up into the sky. Then he went through the levels of hell, or different levels of wherever, Hades, which corresponds with, I think, most likely paganism, which goes along with Zeus and Hades himself, the god. Anyway, it has a lot to do with that, going down to the levels and levels, and then including all the angels. But you have to get that from the Torah.
Oh, there's a question I wanted. Oh, now I remember. There was a question I wanted to ask you guys. I couldn't remember the question. Okay, so what I understand is angels already put in place by God, and humans aren't angels. Humans
they were here first. Angels were here first.
But this is what I'm wondering. If that's the case, right? Humans.
Yeah.
But what? And I don't know this. Like I said, I don't read the Bible, so people don't. Long reach one, don't go after me on this. So God technically took Jesus Christ and made him the leader of all angels, which one of the things that apparently pissed off Lucifer, and Lucifer was made his own hell because Lucifer did not like the fact that you're making a human as our boss.
No, it's Adam.
Well, since God is holy, he couldn't come personally to earthly nature.
Okay.
Because that would corrupt. So Jesus was a way to an extension of God that would keep God holy. So when Jesus was born into the flesh of the Virgin Mary, that is somehow taking on the sin of the world. I'm baffled, but the one understanding I have is that God is holy, and he couldn't just, it's the angels are what keep God holy, and they are the ones that monitor and govern. God is sort of disconnected from fallen nature, and that's why people are so confused, because you can't just talk to. You have to basically talk to an angel. You can't talk directly to God.
You explode into flames.
Does that make sense?
Well, that's the same.
As a view.
Yeah, it comes to the same story of the paganism. Like, you can't talk to Zeus. You can't talk to the gods, because you will explode into flames. That basically is how. But God has the seraphim. He has the seraphim, which are represented as fire. They're represented as fire. They themselves cover themselves before they talk to God, but then they present themselves to you as fire. So you could. In fact, the story I always tell people. I always go to the Quran for a lot of things. I go to the Quran because the Quran have the jinn, and the jinn is described as smokeless fire. Like, and seraphim are described identical to the jinn as smokeless fire. They have more than 2 wings. They've got like, what was it? Like 8 wings or something. Like, they got a lot of wings in the seraphim. But they're the ones who actually talk for God. They talk to God directly, then they translate it down the line. They kind of it's a chain of command system. They're military-like. They're chain of command. Same thing with the jinn. chain of command all the way down. They've got, like I said, the archangels. What's below them? What's below them? Like the worker bees, like bees, man. The same exact structures like bees, working their way down the line. So, yeah, you're correct about that. Yeah, human can't talk to God. You got to talk through other angels to talk to him.
Yeah, or through Jesus. A lot of people, they pray in the name of. I pray in the name of Jesus, and I'm trying to strengthen my faith, but I have questions that are confusing, and Swedenborg interpretation has helped me a lot. He has a real long name. I don't like repeating it all the time. So but really excellent author, and I posted the link. He has a Off the Left Eye is a channel you want to check out.
Okay, that's what I enjoy being a pagan, because a pagan can talk to God. We don't have that. We don't have that dynamic. We don't have. It's easier. Again, people, it's just a personal preference. It's nothing against any religions. I have nothing. But our grandfather Eric, he was a minister, had his own church, huge church. Yeah. So we have no disrespect. Odin will come down as a man on his own, and you can talk to him as a man. Thank God, he won't explode in the flames. But
you know what? There's a question coming up to my mind, and this person wrote exactly what I was thinking, because I heard of this word before. Everybody has a guardian angel. Like everybody has. I heard some people say we have a personal guardian angel and all that. Yeah. When people say we have a guardian angel, like I don't know about this. Is somebody saying that there's an angel for every person in a way, or are we just talking about?
Some have several. Yeah. It's the more you abide in a spiritual lifestyle, the closer you are in communication with your higher intuition, your guardian angel. If you're living in a kind of drunken daze all the time, your guardian angel won't even be near you. That you're surrounded by dark, toxic energy.
Yeah.
So in order to clear away that darkness, you have to live at least in moderation enough to be in some contact with your with the light. And a lot of people are too stubborn to do that. They don't want to give up, or they don't want to go 20 days without their habits or whatever they do. A lot of people won't live that way, and that's the spiritual discipline is where you're going to know or practice wisdom is to be unselfish, about it. You can't just be, it isn't like subscribing to a magazine. That's, like Jesus and angels require you to live. You have to go the distance for them to meet you halfway. For them to meet you halfway. I think that's even true in paganism.
Absolutely.
What about this one?
Narcotics in a day.
Somebody wrote this. Yeah. I heard this from people too. They said, "Are we in purgatory? Is Earth purgatory, right? Or
seems like it."
Yeah, I call it safe mode. I'm using modern English. You could say purgatory. I say safe mode, because you have more of an idea what safe mode is, because everybody here is a computer head, or at least you're familiar with the machine. This is how you've been raised culturally. I say purgatory and safe mode are kind of the same thing. We're in safe mode. Something happened.
Yeah, I like that. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's just the new language I'm trying to use on people to understand. We're in purgatory, because purgatory's got a lot of derogatory and make people depressed.
I like this. Kindergarten. We're in kindergarten.
There you go. Safe mode.
In a way, yeah.
Safe mode. Safe thing. It's the same concept. Preschool, yeah.
Or a routing station.
There you go. Yeah, safe mode. It's so much. It covers all of that. Everybody's a bunch of kids. 100% behind you. Yeah. Safe mode.
But we're in the neutral zone where they're trying to figure out what to do with us.
It's being said.
What do we do with this guy?
I always tell people it's like the movie. What's it called? When they die on the plane, and then Final Destination. It's like Final Destination, where it's getting caught up. If something happened and something bad happened and it's getting caught up. But then again, everybody that's fine and you're here and you're breathing air and you're getting up in the morning, you're just fucking fine. There's nothing wrong. Safe mode is fine. Safe mode is safe mode. You're okay. Everybody relax, man. Nobody can explode into flames or anything. So safe mode is good. Purgatory's fine.
Okay. Well, here's off. This is off the wall. This is off the wall. I know this is from a movie, but sometimes some movies are based on some real stories. One of my favorite movies is called The Prophecy.
Yes.
I love The Prophecy with Christopher Walken. He's Gabriel, the Archangel.
Yeah.
Now in that movie, it's about they're having a second war in heaven.
Spiritual warfare.
Is that story? I know it's a movie, but beyond that, is that story based on a real story? Maybe that there is a second war they're supposedly in heaven, or is that just totally made up?
The Christians are calling it spiritual warfare. That's
he was in the movie Brainstorm, which had a very similar, which was similar to the one you're describing.
Yeah.
Did you see Brainstorm with Christopher Walken?
I've seen Brainstorm with Christopher Walken, the same kind of,
okay.
I've noticed within this Matrix, this comic book, that certain actors keep playing certain parts. I don't think they even realize it, that they pick the same parts, and they're every time they play that part, it's relevant to what we have now in this comic book we live in now. It's interesting like that. Yeah, Christopher Walken's one of them characters that keeps playing the parts that are correct to what we have now. I'm like, okay, he's one of a couple of actors that keep, like Tom Hanks, also a character that keeps playing the perfect parts for where we are in this comic book. Christopher Walken. But Eric, you talking about prophecy, and it's what the Christians call, and in Islam, and a lot of other, we're in spiritual warfare. So you've got the dark half, a big chessboard with black and white squares, and you've got the dark squares and the white squares. But sometimes people think that the white squares are the good guys, and the black squares are the bad guys. What if the black squares are the good guys and the white squares are the bad guys? People don't know here. Colors are different.
Well, that's what like the communities in heaven are what break up all that chaos, all that war, because each soul will go to where they feel most at home, so to speak, wherever they automatically align, what you align with will become apparent. You might go through several tests, and it's like a filtering system, but you'll be among the people that you relate to, what is just right for you according to where you're at, and then you might go through another reality after that. I recommend reading that. So
I know we're being tested. I've been tested. Believe me, I have been tested. I know it was a part of the simulation, or what you want to call the living universe. I know it. I felt it. It was a test put in front of me several times. Called it out every time. I said, bullshit, it's a test. Yeah, it was. Eric, spiritual warfare. They're putting tests in front of you. The bad ones, they're not even considered bad. It's their job. It's their job.
I call it spiritual refinement. I think you can avoid all that the conflict. There doesn't have to be any war. I think if you're living and you're seeking, what is right for what you want to do, and ultimately in the future beyond this life, then it's not like there's no war necessary. I think the term warfare doesn't make sense. I call it refinement.
Okay.
Because otherwise it would be like saying both sides are wrong. If there has to be a war, then what's the point? Then there is no. Then nobody's right.
Yeah, we don't know, because it's the laws are of man. Everything's the laws of man. Man made the laws. What did God make? What or your God or whatever you're worshiping? I don't know, lampshade. What is the actual law? What is it? Men made the law. So why are people punishing themselves for things that they think they've committed a crime for when men made the law? You got to question things like that. So it's about morality. You know in your gut, fucking instinct, if something's wrong, it's wrong. You know it.
You have the inner knowledge, the inner knowing.
The inner knowing, and that's the test, man. Yeah. So Eric's talking about the movie. Yeah, that's a badass movie, by the way. Yeah. One of our
movies.
I want to see that again. I remember Brainstorm because I saw that like 100 times, but I don't remember Prophecy, so I got to go look that one up.
Yeah, it's just some movies, you know, they're based on some real stories and stuff, you know. Yeah. Even though the movies, you know, they exaggerate and stuff, but it was still badass because the angel went to Earth to find the ultimate evil human that just died, take his soul to lead them into the second war. And then that video, that guy that said the Mandela effect, he mentioned something in the Bible that there is a second war. So I was like, so is the movie telling the truth? Is there really a second war we don't know about? And since there's a second war, nobody is being allowed to go up to heaven?
Who knows? I'm not dead yet, so we'll find out. This was also in paganism. Remember they fought too. They fought for their right. Zeus had to fight to free himself from his father, which tried to kill him. Right. So there's this reoccurring theme of battles between the gods. Angels, the jinn, and same thing with the Islam. The jinn, they have rank. They have houses. They have structure. They live among you. They live in your same space. They can manipulate. There's good. There's bad. Same with angels.
That's true for the souls that are made for. There are fighter people and there are peacemaker people. I'm one of the peacemakers. I like diplomacy, negotiation. Hey, let's work this out. I hate violence.
Yeah,
I can't stand. And in some cases, you have to defend yourself. If you get mugged or something. But I try to avoid conflict and people getting hurt. I hate that very much. So I'm one of the sensitive type. I want to see peace. I hate people fighting. Like right now in Israel, that's so much that could be solved. No, they're not. They're just holding on to grudges forever.
Yeah. I mean, Sodom and Gomorrah, dude. God wiped out a whole fucking town. The Israelites had that Ark of the Covenant. It was killing thousands and thousands of the enemy. There's been nothing but death, pestilence, murder. I wouldn't call it murder, but I guess we want to call it that. Flat out fucking slaughter, man. In that Old Testament, all the way up. Jesus taught peace and love, but then he got his ass killed. Yeah. Hung on a tree, hung on a cross, hung on whatever. Got hung, he got killed too. So sometimes do you pick up the sword to defend your God, or do you just hope that God takes care of it for you?
Yeah, that's where I have to study into that whole subject. I don't have it figured out.
Yeah. Well, it'll come down to it. I'll meet up with you one day. We're gonna have a big ass battle going on and say, "Hey, Polimino, here's the sword, dude. I want you to take out them people right there." I'll meet you.
Who are the? Wait, now here's my question: Who are the good guys and who are the bad guys?
Then you go. Yes, correct. Who are the bad guys and who are the good guys?
That's what I don't know. I don't understand that. Like, who are the bad guys? How do you know? How can you tell? Just
there you go. Now you're using your mind. You're thinking. Who are the bad guys?
See, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, like, wait, isn't everybody potentially good?
Are we all sons of God?
Isn't everyone supposed to be good at heart, deep down? Yeah. The whole thing about good and evil is so perplexing.
Yeah. And, well, that's
because everybody is just trying to make sense of their life, and the whole war all through history is disturbing as hell, and it seems avoidable. That's my logic.
What goes back to what we're talking about with the angels. So the angels are the ones showing up with the fiery sword. So God said, I got to take out Sodom. Now, Sodom was taken out by the two angels. Of course, they said with God, but, the angels are the ones that showed up and started whooping some ass for God. You know what I mean? So we talk about the archangels, the angel Michael, Gabriel, they're the ones that have to show up to fight. So, are they really representing God, or are they just taking care of some Babylon problems? I don't know. We don't know.
In the comic book, back to the comic book philosophy. I mean, I grew up on comic book. I love, the heroes and like beating the villain, and I can relate to. I mean, if I was in a situation where I had to choose, if I knew something was evil, then it would make sense to where this kind of action, kind of violent, for righteousness' sake, whatever, the villains or the demonic forces are threatening the land and all that.
Yeah, you
A
gotta
lot
remember.
of times, though, it's like both sides are just culturally different.
Well, we gotta remember
And so it's
Sodom.
like good versus good.
Yeah, remember on Sodom, the two angels showed up to kick some ass. Now the townspeople, some guys wanted to have their way with them. Now they just wanted they wanted to shag the angels. They thought they were hot. I don't know if they were males or females, whatever. But the angels went ahead and wiped out their eyes. They were all blinded. They don't worry about us. We can take it. They blinded them. Then they said to Lot, pick the people you want to live. God says to give you a chance. They picked a few people they want to live. They left. And then God slaughtered the whole fucking town.
Right.
Babies.
I think they only saved one. There was only one person, as I remember it.
Oh, there was a little family of Lot and his two daughters. His wife looked back and got turned into salt. Yeah. But
reread that one.
Babies, everybody died.
Let me ask you guys this.
Well, see, that makes sense because, like if you have a whole society that's living in a really disgusting way, God, it makes sense that God's going to just slay that. But that was Old Testament. I mean, something about Jesus in the New Testament, I think it was more about showing the way how to transcend the.
Yeah. Well, we hate. What's that guy's name?
Flesh and all the greed and thievery and all that.
You guys remember the Avengers guy, Eric? What's that name of the guy in Avengers? The one that wipes out entire planets?
Thanos.
Thanos.
So
what is Thanos a bad guy or a good guy? Because God had Noah build an ark. He had his family.
I thought he was a bad guy.
Well, he had his family, and then God killed everybody else. Everybody except for Noah's family. Done. The whole babies, everything killed. Done. Like Thanos. Was Thanos a bad guy, or maybe Thanos was working for God?
Let me ask you guys this. I learned, when I learned about falling angels, I always just heard Lucifer. But then when I was studying more for the show, then I've learned there's a lot of angels who actually were fallen. I think somebody said they were falling for 7-9 days. I'm not an expert on that. But what I was learning, and you guys need to correct me because, like I said, I haven't actually read the Bible. They're saying technically a group of angels are fallen, and technically Lucifer wasn't like the worst. They all fallen,
right.
And when they were put in hell was like a chamber where hell wasn't open to earth yet. And they were all trapped down there, and it was the angels decided to make Lucifer. They voted him in as their leader. He wasn't the leader from the beginning. This is the show that I've been watching. Like I said, I don't know. You guys gotta help me out on this. And then they elected him to be the leader, and then somehow hell got opened up to the connection to planet Earth because God said, man needs to have a choice. So that's how heaven got open to Earth, because God decided that mankind, women and men, gotta have a choice. They got to choose. So that's what created hell, instead of being a prison, to become its own entity. And that's how, they get on Earth. So saying all that, or was Lucifer always the main guy? He wasn't elected to be the leader.
That's how I heard
on that.
I think it's symbolic on several levels, and according to what you're ready for, you will learn that. And he was the story goes, and I think Lucifer could be symbolic of millions of souls, not one soul. But he was a very close angel to God, and he had very, very powerful, and he was an angel. He was all good. But then it got in his mind that he kind of wanted to do his own thing. He wanted to create his own reality. And worse than that, he thought God was doing something wrong. So he kind of wanted to, he had this kind of thought going, and God knew it. How could he be so foolish to not know that God could already read his mind? That's kind of the weird thing about Lucifer, is that he became proud, and he the power went to his head. So that's when he was cast down, and all the 1/3 of the angels that agreed with him, who were also rebellious, who also felt God was doing something wrong, or they were rebelling against what God's, they wanted life to be different. Yeah. And that's what the story, that's what I wanted to say about that.
Can somebody actually say, with the way that heaven is built, then somebody could say God's a dictatorship because he's the boss no matter what, and there's no democracy up there. I know it sounds like I'm putting it down, but I'm just saying when I hear all that, and then when I hear stories,
it is hard to understand, and it doesn't. And the thing is, it doesn't even talk about. It doesn't really explain what happened. It doesn't give much detail, so we're kind of left to guess.
Well, what I know is, now I base this off what I learned in college, and I also learned it from I have to jump over to Islam, because they have a lot of the stories we don't have in the Christian Bible.
Really,
is in the Torah. So you could jump over to the Torah and get a lot of the missing information. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, here he goes again." Yeah, I get it, but I was in the Middle East. I fucking was in the military. The Torah has a lot of the missing pieces. If you want to know about the story, again, as a mythos, but the way it goes is kind of the way Tanuj talked about it, Eric, with the Matrix movie. The way they describe it was, originally on this plane of existence in a comic book, there was the angels first, or the jinn. They were first. Now they had everything. They could manifest their own building. It looked any way they want. They don't need money. They don't need anything. Everything was perfect. God gave them the ability to manifest anything they want, anytime they want. They can have wives. They have children. They can have everything. They don't need anything because they can will it like genies, the jinn. They can manifest what they want. They don't need anything. There is no suffering. It's perfect. Like you talked about the first Matrix, like the Matrix trilogy. The humans had, or not humans, but the first living organism or living entities have everything. They don't need anything. God gave it and made it perfect. But then he made, after they had perfection, then he made imperfection. He made the human. Now the human's going to have suffering. They're going to have menstrual cycles. Guys are going to get their balls kicked by other guys. They're going to hurt. They're going to have a competition. They're going to have nosebleeds. They're going to have rain. They're going to have thunder. They're going to have fire, be burned from fire. They're going to have challenges. They're going to have it's a boot camp of living. So God says these people are going to suffer. That's their choice. They're going to suffer. You people don't. You're perfect. You got everything you need in your little magical fucking land. All I ask is you take care of them because they're suffering. You've chosen to live free and have whatever you want. The taco fucking stand is endless with no money required. The bar is always full. They got to work for their bar. They got to work for their taco bar. They got to work. They got to build a fire with sticks and shit. They got to do it the old-fashioned way. There ain't no magic on their fucking end. So your guys' job is to take care of them. Make sure you take care of them while they're having to deal with pain and suffering.
God is government. Well, Lucifer was the first anarchist. Okay. In the chat. Hey, welcome, Val. Welcome. I'm glad to see you here. What is this? Haha, JetBlue's hiring. Oh, they're hiring? Cool.
Yeah, no, Robert, that was well said. I think you really put that very great description there.
Yeah, that's where. And so Lucifer was the one in charge. He was the number one guy, like the
Bob,
president.
Here's a question for you, Bob. Are you referring to the Torah, the first 5 books of the Old Testament, or the Talmud?
The book of Abraham is also in the. It's also in the Torah. It's also in the Quran. The Quran and the Torah also borrow from the book. Yeah, all the books are in both. The explanations are more in because the Christian religion is a small fraction of the book towards the end, the good side. The rest of it's a lot of work. So he did have Lucifer, and Lucifer was in charge. And God says, Lucifer, you got your world, man. Have a good time with it. You got everything you fucking need, man. And let's talk about it. But you got to remember they're going to suffer. You need to take care of them. You need to take care of them. And so they're like, well, they're watching them suffer, and they're like, in a little bit of a way, Lucifer's like, they're having to work for their shit. And God's giving them more love because they have to work a little hard. They want us to help them out because they have to work. They're going to suffer. You could manifest fire. You are fire, smokeless fire. They got to build a fire with sticks and have a hard time doing it and freeze a couple of nights before they get a fire going. Lucifer did not. After a while, he got a little jealous. So that's why you have possessions. They want to come over here to our side and suffer, but they can't have your cake and eat it too.
ATBAF wrote this incarnation of humanity is the fallen, when we were engineered to exist in separation.
Well, according to I'm saying from literature. I'm only getting it from the literature, only from the book of Abraham, from all the different people, from the religious, from Abraham. I'm pagan, so different.
Well, then how do we get here, Ro? So not to freak everyone out, but I want to set the record. The Bible is the closest we have to our Creator. It may or may not be fully true, but we have no other account of God, and unless you really. Okay.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I'm very interested in the Torah interpretation. I've only read a little bit of it, and I want to see how it's different.
Yeah, it is. You guys are correct about because God will talk to you. He ain't gonna show up, blow up, but he's gonna talk to you as an individual. He's gonna give you prophets. Prophets will get the stories from him direct. He will get the information. He will talk to you because you're suffering. He ain't gonna fuck with them because they've got it all. They got it. They don't need God. They got everything. You guys, we need it. But we have to work for a living. We got to work hard. So yeah, the Bible is a personal interpretation, and that's why they always have a single name on each chapter. One person's it's an anthrologue, and this is a person's God's talking to that person, and they're telling you what this God's giving you a prophecy. I'm going to write it down. You should follow this, or your life's going to suck.
This
and
is
they're right.
This is an interesting comment. That was just a hypothesis. I'm not sure that God and Lucifer aren't really the same entity.
Well, God made Lucifer, so God made the bad guy. So
but then technically, who made God? I guess that's a question that nobody will ever know.
The singularity, the eternal first and the last, the Alpha Omega. The concept of infinity is really hard for any human to grapple with.
Yeah,
because it's really saying no beginning. It's just the singularity of the omnipotent source, the source of all realities, all dimensions, all sentience. That
everything.
There's some truth to all angles of perception. I think that's the purpose, is for uniqueness. God didn't want robots. He wanted all this variation, and we don't even know what beings are like in other worlds. I can't accept that Earth is alone. I think there's zillions of other realities. Some worlds are Anyway.
You've got the dimensions of the jinn. You've got the dimensions of
This
the
is interesting. Mind's Eye wrote, the Bible says Satan is God of this world now because of Mandela effect to make people think he is God. He is not. He is a fallen angel because he wanted to be God. He was cast from heaven.
Well, you're right in a way because the jinn are worshipped. They could become anybody. They could whisper in your ear and pretend to be God. They can give you a false prophecy. You'll think it's God. You'll think if an omnipresent being shows up in your presence and can give you, like Eric, we joke about the guy on the crossroads, sign here, and you can be the superstar that you are because I'm God. That's where the Prophet Muhammad smashed all those idols because all them idols are possessed by a jinn, by an angel, a fallen angel, a demon, whatever you want to call them. They can be God to you. They can come to you and pretend they want to be God like God. They want to be they can give you the same magic powers. They can manipulate your life. They can do things for you. They can make things cool for you. God says they have to take care of you though. To not do that, but to be a friend to you and help you. But it's easy for them to be manipulated and feel like they want the power. They got emotions, they got feelings.
No.
Now we are. I do want to say we are getting closer to the end of the show because I do got to leave a little early for a pin. And I want to say, people in the chat anytime you talk religion, it's always a tough subject because a lot of people get upset at what people are saying. And today, I was looking at the chat, and everybody has been awesome in the chat. There's been nobody fighting. Nobody saying you're wrong, because I think the people that are here today understand that this is just a discussion. And Val wrote, if someone tells you something and you tell the next person, time it gets around the story, it isn't even close to what happened. And that's what so many Bibles, that's why you have a discussion, because stories do get drawn out. They do get kind of crazy. And that's why we're having this discussion, to see what people feel. And I appreciate everybody in the chat being cool today. Yeah. And I appreciate Criminal just, he's able to jump on. That's awesome. I think he gave an awesome element to this topic because it's a tough topic.
Yeah. And all these guests, I think, are worthy of coming on. I'm just getting my 20 cents worth.
Yeah. You did a great job, dude. Fantastic, man.
I'm searching like everyone here. I kind of think it's an honor to be in the Mandela effect. So I take it very serious. I don't joke around that much.
Yeah.
And I'm not one of the entertaining type. I love painting, but that's not entertainment. That's expressionism.
Yeah. Yeah. So, absolutely.
I want to thank you guys for having me on.
No,
and absolutely did great.
And guys, I am gonna like I said, I have to. We're having such a great time. I don't want to end the show, but I got to do something. But at 1:00, I said this earlier in the chat. At 1:00, I'm premiering my next horror talk music video for my show tomorrow, The Conjuring. So if you guys like music videos, jump on this link. At 1:00. You'll see a cool little mix video that I do. If anybody cares, if you do care, jump over there, check out the music video. And it's kind of weird, right? We're doing a God talk, and my music video is all about the Conjuring death. About people dying.
Yeah, well, those are jinn. Those are jinn.
Right before we go, Bob, anything you want to say before I end this? Any last words?
I'll be on Tony's tomorrow, guys. Those of you guys with you guys want to call it the Mandela effect. Tony's channel is chaotic neutral. He does not discriminate. You will not be made fun of. Look at me. I'm Robert Wood, for God's sake, going on Tony's fucking show from all things. Come on.
Right.
The guy has me covered. You're going to be fine. So you guys are welcome to come to Tony's show. I guarantee you he's got the best people. Half of them are in our audience here. We're not false fucking whatever. So, you guys will be safe there tomorrow. I'm going to be there my time, 7:00 my time over there. So
any last words from you, Criminal, before we end this?
My my channel is just for abstract art and music, and I don't. You don't have to check out my channel. It's kind of I need to make a separate channel just for this subject. So thanks again, and have an excellent day. I'll talk to y'all later.
Yeah, talk to you later. And make that different channel. I did that for a horror talk. Separated.
Yeah, I have to make a separate for sure.
Yeah. And there it is. That's the show for tomorrow, and then for Bob on tomorrow. There's the link for Bob. So you guys click that so you guys know it's on. And beyond that, I'll see everybody later. And today was awesome. It was fun. I appreciate how everybody was cool today. And beyond that, I'll talk to you guys later.